Anyways, I had this guitar. It's been stolen 3 times. I've always gotten back, so don't get any funny ideas, okay? One time it got stolen in Spain, right? And I got back, and about 6 months later, and strange thing, there's a little story about that in there. Hey, I just got here. I'm Joe Shithead from DOA. I'm out peddling my new book, and you buy now. Wait, there's more. There's a set of steak knives in it for you too, right? No, 2. If you purchase now, you get 2 right away. Shipping is free. Well, not quite. Anyway, so we were doing an album 2 albums ago. 2008, we're recording with a guy, famous producer Bob Rock, and working away on the record. And he goes, "Joe, what's the name of the album?" And I said, "Well, it's Northern Adventure." And he'd known me since I was like 18. He was 18, and he looked at this old guitar and went like, "No, that's Northern Adventure, right?" So he gave the guitar a name, right? So it's a picture of us in here, right? So some very cool stuff. A couple years ago, we were in China. There's me and our last drummer, Forton Jones. So we were at the Great Wall having a great time, and believe me, it's a real huff and puff to get up there. The stairs aren't exactly even, and it's pretty huge, right? So yeah, it's great. And we've done 3,000 shows and stuff like that. And it's like one of the most interesting shows that I wanted to get to tell you about was this thing in 1980. It was August 1980, and it was about time as the U.S. national elections were coming up, and Ronald Reagan was going to become the nominee for the Republican Party, and so he'd already won the primaries and stuff like that. So it was a shoo-in. He had the nomination. So, but they had how many people have been to Detroit? Okay, Bob has. Yeah. You know, Detroit's in tough shape, right? So, except for them Tigers, right? So, and maybe the Lions too. No, right? Anyways, but Detroit hosted the Republican National Convention because they wanted to show the country they had a new face to Detroit, and they built the Renaissance Center, those big black towers there on the Detroit River, and it's like, okay, Detroit's not murder city capital, type anymore, and so we have a new Detroit, well, I think it's actually probably got worse in the last 30 years. It just didn't help, right? So anyway, so we got invited to play an anti-Ronald Reagan show by DOA's typical friends, which are like pinkos, leftists, anarchists, punks, and free thinkers, right? This is usually who show up at our shows, right? And people who want to have fun, a combo of the two as well. And anyway, so they invited us down to play this outdoor anti-Reagan rally, and it was August, it was stinking hot, and one thing that happened while the Republicans were there, the Detroit garbage man said, "Perfect, let's go on strike." And the city wouldn't settle, so as it's getting hotter and hotter, the garbage bags on the so-called new Detroit, garbage bags were getting higher and higher, and there was like rats and just out of control, but they wouldn't concede to the garbage man, right? So it got so bad that they had to hand out name tags so you could tell the difference between the Republicans and the rats. Okay, I need Jesse. Where's the snare drum? Okay, and anyway, so we're point away. We get set up in this park, and about a couple thousand people, anti-Reagan people, show up. And so, on one side it's a flatbed trailer, an outdoor park, and there's about a couple thousand people here. And our buddies, the Toxic Reasons from Dayton, Ohio, another really fine band, were playing away. They finished playing. And DOA gets on stage. It's our turn. We get through about 3 or 4 or 5 songs, something like that. And as we're playing, like I'm looking down this street, like leading to the park, and I can see this procession of people. And it's pretty big. It's coming towards us, right? And we're still playing away. I'm going kind of motion to their guys, like look down there, and we're like, what the hell? And they got closer, and then we could see that what it was a procession of a couple thousand people, of pro-Reagan people, come down to have it out with the anti-Reagan people, right? And so you imagine it's not necessarily a very good mix, right? It'd probably be worse today. It was like, to trying to fight the Tea Party or something, some idiots like that, right? Same kind of idea, right? And so we're going like, holy shit, right? But at that point, I got handed to the Detroit police. About 4 or 5 big vans pulled up, and about 80 Detroit policemen jumped out in full riot gear. I guess they'd been tipped off. They knew what was going on, right? And they had shields and helmets and batons and stuff like that. So here's DOA on the stage, churning away. They're our punk rock, and 2,000 people, the anti-Reagan people, and then a line of Detroit policemen linked arms to try and separate the two, and then the procession of pro-Reagan people coming here. And I guess the Detroit police thought they had it covered. Unfortunately, what happened, that people were like kicking through the police line, throwing punches over top as the two sides came together. And what was especially useful is that people had placards, because they were like this over top of the cop's head and smashing cops, smashing people, whatever. It all was a big fucking mess, let's say, right? And it's all because I blew the first part of the story because I usually ask who is the person most responsible for spreading punk rock, and some people say Jello Alpha, Joe Strummer, whatever, and I say no, it was former President Ronald Reagan, because he was such an asshole, right, and had such horrible anti-women policies, anti-environmental policies, taxed the middle class, let the rich off for free, that type of thing, you know, the trickle-down economics, right, which doesn't work at all. It's complete bullshit, right? It's like the Adam Smith invisible hand theory of economics, which never worked, never will. It just leaves people poor. But anyway, so we're playing, and this is getting really violent, and we stop, and then I kind of look at my old manager, Ken Luster, and I said, what do we do? He says, what do you do? Play Fucked Up Ronnie. Fucked Up Ronnie, you're not gonna last. You go die too. God, you told last. You're fucked up Ronnie. You're fucked up Ronnie. You're fucked up Ronnie. You're fucked up Ronnie. Come on. I didn't do nothing at all. I don't want your hand anywhere in your head. When you want your doctor, whoa, you believe that you saved them. Day in your head. Fucked up Ronnie. Fucked up Ronnie. You're fucked up Ronnie. Fucked up Ronnie. Come on. One more time now. Thanks everybody. I'm going to stick around for some questions and stuff like that. I really want to thank everybody here at Sonic, Boom, Rob, Jerry. Very, very cool. It's a great store. I was shocked when I came in here. It's one of the best record stores I've ever seen in my life. And obviously they have an open mind. They got a stage. It's pretty cool. DOA will be in the Horseshoe tonight. I'll be with my compatriots, Jesse the Kid Pinner and Dirty Dancing Dan on bass. I just got one more thing I want to say. Together, my friends, we can and we will make this world into a better place than it is now. Thanks, I'm Joe Keithley.